What's up, everybody? Old Man Winter 8 just got my new 32 Scott Stevens Team Phase bindings. Super hyped on these things. Big shout out to them for sending them over. Can't wait to get out and ride them. But I wanted to talk to you about this little piece that's inside every single Phase binding. 32, Jones, Rome, Battalion, right, left, every single Phase binding when it's inside the box has this little piece. So what this does is it holds the heel pedal in an upright position. So when this is off of here and the binding is fully ready to ride, this piece sticks out about an inch. It really doesn't add much to the binding. When your boot's inside of it, it actually sticks out less than the heel loop. But again, for shipping, they want this thing in an upright position. Now the reason is that if you'll notice, we put this thing up to the box. If this was back and it was in that disengaged position, they would actually have to make the box bigger. So making the box smaller, they can use less materials, which is never a bad thing. But also for shipping, having less volume in the box means that shipping is going to be cheaper, not just for the company, but for you guys as well. So the nice thing about this is when you do get this, take it off. It doesn't actually have to be on there, and you really don't need to keep it, but there are a couple good reasons to keep it. So first off, to take it off, just push the heel pedal against the heel loop, and then you just pull it off. It comes off very, very easily. There's no reason to muscle this thing off. There's no reason to cut this thing off. It comes off very, very easily, and then you can save it instead of just throwing it out, creating more waste, for a couple reasons. One, if you work in a shop, this is kind of a big, rad thing to have. When you pop this thing on here, you basically just, again, slide it over, and then those two little tabs go inside the heel loop. And then when you flip the high back up and engage it into the heel pedal, this holds the high back in a fully upright position, and when it's sitting on the shelf next to all the other bindings, it looks just like a regular binding, and it basically takes up less room on the shelf, because depending on how deep your shelf is, when this thing is disengaged and this piece is not on here, you'll notice that this does sit back a little bit, so it can take up more room on the shelf this way. Also, if you do just disengage the high back and set it, again, it still does kind of sit back a little bit, and the high back is a little floppy. So again, if you're in a shop, put this thing on there and flip that high back up and engage it into the heel loop, and this thing looks nice and clean, ready to go. And then when you do go on to show somebody how the whole thing works, just pop it off real quick, and then the binding is fully operational. Now, for the consumer, basically people that are buying this thing and you're out riding these every single day, keep these on hand for when you travel. You don't absolutely have to have this thing in an upright position when you travel, but one thing that I have noticed over the years, even with bindings that don't have this phase piece on the back, this heel pedal in the back, sometimes board bags, depending on the company, can be a little bit narrow, and depending on the size of your bindings and how much stuff you have inside your bag, it can get a little tight from toe to heel. So if you do set this thing on there and put it basically in that upright position, now we actually have more room to pack things up in the bags. Like I said, I've had bindings in the past where I have had to kind of pull the bag a little bit, pull on that zipper a little bit harder just to get it zipped up, because there wasn't a lot of room inside the bag from toe to heel. And there definitely should have been more. That was more of a design flaw, I think, on the bag itself. But again, just another nice thing to kind of keep it up and out of the way so it will fit better inside your bag, and there's just less struggling when you are packing things up to go travel.